thinking, Chris, how do I get majestic, mysterious orchids like this? So healthy, so full of vitality. Well, let me explain to you. This orchid was left out in the freezing cold, and that's why it has all these freezer spots. We trimmed down the flower stems so that the energy can go to the roots. And as you can see, this is how it comes from the store, but it is really moist in there, and orchids do not like water. They like you douse them in water once a week or twice a week, once every 2 weeks. So I find that these, like 2-liter bottle, works the best. You cut a bunch of breathing holes in there, and water has a place to drain out. The roots like to soak up the water and then have it rest. Here's all the old soil. It's completely separated, and we need to check the roots to make sure they're healthy. If they're not, you gotta cut them off. Like this one, it's kind of flaccid. Should go. You can see inside if it's rotting or molding or not. They get like this because they have too much moisture. So we might be cutting a lot of these off. Here's what a healthy root should look like right here. Nice, firm, green. These have all had too much water. So we need to choose and pick and make sure that this one's probably gonna go. I cut off everything that was dead or dying. These roots, we're gonna see if they can come back to life after drying out in the drier soil. Now what I like to do is place it inside the pot. And some of these roots like to actually grow outside of the cup, so I like to maybe stick some of the roots through the hole, because it seems like they kind of like that, and then I pour the soil in once the plant is in. So this is kind of what it'll look like before I pour the soil in. And this is what I use, just orchid mix. It's basically like bark, and it will let the water dry out, so not be so wet like soil. Here it is with the soil in. You notice I didn't really fill it all the way up to the top because I want these roots to kind of dry out. And if you look at a healthy orchid, a lot of the roots are actually not even in the soil. So now I'm just going to put it in here, and I'm going to give it a good dousing since it's the first time it's been repotted. And should give it a lot of water. I'm just gonna soak it. Then I'll leave it in the sink here for a few minutes to dry out before I put it over by the sun. So here it is by the sun, and I think it'll grow healthy now. Here's some example of a healthy orchid. These roots, nice and healthy, nice and green, very firm. This one I have to repot, but it's flowering right now. And you don't want to repot them when they're flowering. Once it stops, I'll cut the stems and then repot it.